fourth down, Mariota. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Broncos unable to convert here on fourth. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He'll let it fly for Austin, and that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
And he's missed now in his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
Let's go.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Go red. Red, cycle. Blue, striker. Black, pink. Black, ultra.
To throw again, Reynolds. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Another incompletion there. That's 5 in a row now to start this game. He's got to take a deep breath now, step back, shake it off a little bit, trust his offensive line, and hope that his play caller dials up something that can give him a completion and get him going.
Here we go.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Off the play fake, Reynolds. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And fortunately, he's able to get this one back, so it is a first down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Off play action, Reynolds. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Ready.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Off the play fake, Reynolds. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
Well, no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick-6.
And it's plays like that one that made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6. And now the kick is away.
Nuwanger now from his end zone.
And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second.
And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. Touchdown, Vikings. Coaches must really like to see that from the quarterback because he's had the interceptions in this game, but they're able to connect on the touchdown pass.
And teammates love to see that because they know that they miss blocks during a game, but they come back and make them later on. They miss tackles, right? They miss making plays, but the spotlight is magnified on your quarterback. And when he stands up to the pressure and comes back and throws a touchdown pass after throwing some picks earlier, they feel great about that guy.
And likewise for him personally, as a rookie quarterback, has to give him more confidence. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
That's a tough spot for a running back coming out of the backfield because you know he's got to look for the football, knowing full well he's got a man coming his way full steam, and he broke that one up.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now Mariota.
Got an open man here, and it's K.J. Hamler. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Mariota. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Broncos continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And a rout is on here in this first half.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And he'll go down at the 2-yard line. What a disaster there.
Only able to get it to the 2-yard line on his return. Not going to make a lot of friends on your team when you only get it that far.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive.
Completes it to Austin. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They go play action here on 1st down. He'll let it fly for Austin. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. So that changes things in a big way. Now from all the way down inside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Reynolds. And that is incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
Ready.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Sean Murphy-Bunting. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. So not a good start for this rookie quarterback, already trailing in this first half, and that's going to make things worse.
Well, back in my day, this was not unexpected out of rookie quarterbacks. That's why a lot of coaches didn't want to play them. But coming out of college now, they throw it all the time. This is a little bit unexpected, the way that he's playing here.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And a rout is on here in this first half.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Nwangu now from his end zone. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11.
Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Just 11 seconds to go in the half as they have it 1st and 10. Throwing after the interception. Reynolds. He'll let it fly for Austin. It got his man complete.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Starting the third quarter with Cook. Despite some fast footwork, he's still wrangled down shy of the 15. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Off play action. Reynolds. He'll let it fly for Austin. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete.
And they're going to move it down inside the 25. Well, we saw this plenty last year in college. He loved to take his shots downfield, and that throw, that was a thing to behold there.
And that's a rare bright spot in what's overall been a pretty poor showing so far. But you've got to figure when you're down a bunch, why not take some big shots? And they connect on that one.
And now here is another interception. And the Broncos are...
Once again at their own 25-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And the slot man goes in motion left. A 1st down throw for Mariota.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Lewis Seen. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. Well, with the size of lead that this offense has, I don't think that interception is really going to affect them much. But at least for this defense, something small to hang their hat on.
Yeah, and let's face it, they're not even scoreboard watching anymore, right? They're just trying their best to make a play, get themselves off the field, which they just did, and salvage a little bit of pride in this one.
On play action, it's Carr. And he just throws this one away. That was a bit strange, and here comes the flag.
Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Carr going to throw. He'll let it fly for Austin. And he's going to be intercepted a third time.
And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. And that's now a half-dozen interceptions for him over the last 2 games. Because CD, remember, he threw 3 in the last ball game and now 3 more here.
And the way that you present it, partner, I'm not sure what sounds worse, right? Half a dozen over the last 2 games, or 3 the last game, 3 this game. Either way, it's way too many. And that's something they'll have to work on, hoping to get through the rest of this game without having to address it again.
Nifty move.
Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
I would say that's what you call a whole lot for a little, huh?
When you bust that move out of the bag, you hope for more than 4 yards, but hey, 4 is what he got.
A throw left side, hauled in by Hamler. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive.
They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that's going to make it 4th down. To throw is Mariota. He'll let it fly for Austin. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. Snap comes at 1, and it's Carr. That escapes the sack, but now he's swallowed up and taken down. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Another try after the 1st down sack. Carr. Under pressure, they got him again.
Joe Tryon
Dropping him for the 2nd straight play. Might want to think about blocking him here on 3rd down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch. Welcome back now to Denver. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. On 3rd and long, it's Carr. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Calvin Austin
with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year.
And the Vikings get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
And it's no good. He missed it wide to the left. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Broncos are going to get the football. Pushes past him.
And he's going to get this down inside the 5 before he's out of bounds.
Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Quick throw out wide from Mariota.
Touchdown, Broncos. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Broncos are looking to run it to 5-1 on the season as they add to their 4th quarter lead. Extra point try now for Patterson.
Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
1st down, Mariota. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
Dalvin Tomlinson breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. He found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
He'll go up top here for Hamler.
That's caught inside the 20. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Mariota. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21.
Julian Okwara
just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Up the middle, Jones. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down.
Riley Patterson now on for the field goal.
This a 31-yard attempt.
Patterson's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
I've got a good friend in football, always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
Let's go. Ball ground.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position. Throwing here, Mariota.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Mariota from the gun on 3rd down.
They're looking for Godwin, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Lewis Seen. And the Vikings are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line. Well, they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this point? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. Now after the INT, it's Carr. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Joe Tryon able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Cook up the gut. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. He's going to let it fly. And my goodness, another interception.
And the Broncos come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense
Madden football is the home of Super Bowl 57, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles, and it's all up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. We count down to kickoff, and it should be an epic one here, as it'll be the AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs taking on the NFC champions, the Philadelphia Eagles. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, for these Kansas City Chiefs, they, of course, were Super Bowl champions 3 years ago. The win over the Niners in Miami. They fell to the Bucs in Tampa a couple years back. They had the blown lead in the AFC title game against Cincinnati last year. And now they're back, making their third trip to the big game in 4 years.
And their recent history only increases the urgency to try and win another Super Bowl title with this group.
Meanwhile, it took until Super Bowl 52 for the Eagles to lift the Lombardi Trophy for the first time. And not too many players are left from that squad 5 years ago. But this new group is looking to write a new chapter of Eagles lore.
Yeah, we certainly all remember that performance in the win over New England. Nick Foles throwing for 373 yards, catching the Philly special that will go down as one of the most iconic play calls in Super Bowl history. Now they're back and looking to make it 2 titles in 6 years.
And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Wishing he had a mulligan. That's not how you want to start the game.
Not at all, because not only do you give up the penalty and good field position, but it just kills the momentum of your team as you start a game.
They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He was a 1,000-yard receiver during the regular season, and that's his first catch of the Super Bowl, and he picks up the first down. Play action. Here's Hurts. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
Quick slant here to Smith. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. They'll go option to the short side. He has enough for the first down on the keeper, a gain of 6. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
On first down, Hurts. The Sanders has got it complete. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
And that's a great job of tackling right there. If he could have made the first man miss, maybe he could have taken it into the end zone. Instead, they stopped him pretty well right in his tracks, and you often see that in the red zone. Offense has to be quick. In this case, the defense was quicker.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. A loss of 1, now a loss of 2, and they're staring at a 3rd and 13.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
The 7th play now of this opening drive. This is 3rd and long, though. Here's Hurts to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
shot, didn't get it. There's definitely a difference here because they had a chance to get 7, maybe 8 if they pushed it. Instead, they'll likely settle for 3.
Yeah, opening drive, holding him to 3. Psychologically, maybe a win for the defense.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal.
From the right hash, this from 33. The kick by Elliott is good. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. 3 points, probably not going to win this Super Bowl, but at least you get something on the opening drive.
And it's certainly not going to lose it. So the bottom line is, come away with the points now, come back and get greedy later, and try and put it in the end zone.
Taken in at the 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The KC offense set to go, led as always by the gunslinger, a former MVP in this league. It's Patrick Mahomes.
You can't help but continue to marvel at how well this man's career has gone so far. Now in his 5th season as KC starter, he's never missed a conference title game, and he's taking the field in his 3rd Super Bowl. Simply dominant, it's easy to envision him being one of the top quarterbacks for many years to come.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 22. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Well, the very first thing they told us, Charles, was we need to apply pressure early, and I would call that early pressure a nice sack to start the game.
And on the other sideline, I just have this image in my mind of the head coach on the headset with the offensive coordinator, asking him if that's exactly what he saw in his mind when he called that play. And if so, is it going to be like this all day? That's a tough one right there.
To try again after the sack, Mahomes. So the completion gets him just a yard. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
They'll need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away.
And they're going to be set up with excellent field position to start the drive as that gets out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their 2nd drive. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10.
Hurts.
And this one complete to Smith. Down the numbers. There he goes. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find them at the wide receiver position, and that was special there.
And I'll tell you what a bird's eye view I've got here, because that was absolutely something else to watch. Not a lot of wiggle in that. That was catch it and go, and he used those wheels of his, the absolute devastating effect.
And if you're wondering how fast he was going, Next Gen Stats clocked him at close to 21 miles an hour.
Elliott good with a PAT, and the lead grows to 10-0. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown.
So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11.
Kansas City taking the field for their 2nd drive. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. They go play action. Now Mahomes.
On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw at all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defense a credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Mahomes. And this one's incomplete.
So far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Mahomes now to throw. Looking underneath, and he finds McKinnon. And he'll be stopped short of the first down right around the 18-yard line. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. You know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, you know, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Hurts sets up to throw it. He delivers another to Goddard, complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
His second catch in the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a first down.
Okay, ready?
1 quarter done, 3 more to play here in Super Bowl 57.
10-zip our score. The NFL on EA Sports continues right after this message.
Welcome back to the date on the calendar we circle every year. Super Bowl Sunday. Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis here with you as we get set to begin quarter 2. They'll throw on first down with Hurts.
It's complete to Brown, right side.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 41.
Throwing is Hurts.
Flushed out right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
To throw again on 2nd down. Hurts. And this is caught by Watkins.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Another run with Sanders.
Oh, fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line.
12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all. Challenging that defense, and on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points.
But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. Another try after the first down sack. Hurts. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A.J. Brown from 13 yards out. And the Eagles continue to look good here in the first half of this Super Bowl.
Well, that's what I call an answer right there. They gave up a sack on the previous play. How about what they did to finish things off, turning it right back around?
That's the response, and that O-line feels a lot better now, don't they?
Yeah, without a doubt, because give up the sack in the previous play, that just hurts those guys because they never want to see their guy get hit.
Elliott now to add the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive.
And it's capped off by an A.J. Brown touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
Taking it about the 1. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. KC's offense ready to take over. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes. And this is incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick.
And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. Hurts a handoff to Sanders.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. Even from up here in the booth, the play-by-play guy could tell that there was some pretty good blocking on the right side of the line.
Well, you have good eyes, and it's almost like a ballet when it's executed that well. Everyone in the right spot, everyone in sync, everyone hitting the perfect notes. A little more percussion and a lot more bass, I would think, than you get your normal ballet. But at the same time, that was well executed.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. Touchdown, Eagles.
Jack Stowe
From 10 yards out.
And the Eagles are starting to open things up here in the Super Bowl.
Elliott on for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Now this Chiefs offense gets set to go again.
They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now here's Mahomes. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw, it's Mahomes. A quick throw, but incomplete.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Mahomes. That is caught by Smith-Schuster. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 40. 2 minutes on the clock in the 2nd quarter of this Super Bowl. A gain there of 21 yards. Coming up at halftime, I'll go for one per... Charles Davis to another one in Orlando. The coach, he'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Fletcher Cox forced his way through, drops him for a loss of 10 yards. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything. From midfield, here's... And that'll be incomplete. As he tried to pull that one in, couldn't hang on, 3rd down. Field stripe, they'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this 1st half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
He's been a busy man here in this 1st half as he gets it away. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well. So that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field's still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 25 yards that time.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Back to throw now on first down. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed.
And the Chiefs are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. So that potentially an important takeaway here in this second quarter.
Because what it does is give their offense a chance to put a drive together. They've got nothing on the scoreboard so far, so you have to think that they need something before the break. And now they have an opportunity.
The Chiefs going to go back on offense here late in this first half. And with great starting field position and one timeout in their pocket, they could still come away with points here in the late going.
The Chiefs in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. And they'll send the slot in motion left. The slot man in motion right. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Mahomes to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. So it's halftime here on sports' grandest stage in the Super Bowl. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats for KC in that first half. And they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, they were much more successful throwing the football than their counterparts, as you can see the numbers there. Both teams with some extra time to prepare during this long halftime break, but we're about ready to restart the second half of Super Bowl 57. So let's get back out